What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. So I know what you guys all thought when you saw this video in your sub boxes. Grim, I thought you said Ed was the worst person on earth. You weren't going to be making videos on him anymore, and I thought he was irrelevant. What's going on? Well, I hate to break it to you, but we had some newsworthy stuff go down with Ed, and I must say it is melting my freaking brain because I don't get anything about these two people or their motives or what drives them, and it seems like they just make decisions that are just going to make me hate them more and more. Those people I'm talking about being Big Ed and Liz. So I just want to start things off with the bombshell here, okay? So it feels like we haven't heard from them in a long time. You know, I don't personally follow them on social media because outside of the show, I didn't find them to be very interesting people, and I thought, you know, the meme kind of died. I really enjoyed the Big Ed era. It was a great time for my channel, but that was a while ago, you know what I mean? So I almost forgot about them in a way until I saw somebody post on the 90-Day Fiance subreddit, or the alternate subreddit that I follow, where it's a bit more like uncensored, but somebody posted a photo of them with Big Ed and Liz. Like, apparently they were just out for a night on the town and they saw Big Ed and Liz out together, and he was, according to this poster, referring to Liz as his fiance. And as you can see in this freaking picture here, she has a big fat ring on her finger, posing with this fan. I just have to leave a couple moments of silence because it's like, Liz, what the hell are you doing? I feel like I said this 1,000 times throughout this entire series, but it is absolutely ridiculous that not only are they still talking, especially after those, you know, things leaked, the voicemail and the various other things about Ed being a literal monster. I remember she even had #CancelBigPred in her Instagram bio for a long time, as she was spearheading this campaign against him, rightfully so, because he is a freaking monster. And now all of a sudden, they're hanging out outside of the show behind the scenes and apparently engaged. It makes me sick to my stomach to think of that, and I have no hopes for Liz or her future because she clearly keeps going back to this guy for the clout and or the money. Because I mean, it's no secret, Big Ed was doing pretty well before the show financially, and now that he's on the show, it's even better. I mean, I'm sure he made a good bag from the show, and so did Liz. Now, I do have an idea. There probably is a bit of filming going on for another season, maybe. I don't know if TLC would keep Ed around after all the stuff that's come out, but I'm sure he was a big draw to the show, and people like me love to hate watch him, so maybe they're filming another season, and that's why they're keeping up with this sham relationship. But I'm just shocked to see this. And another piece of the puzzle is that, right around this same time, Liz posted to her story that she got a brand new Toyota truck just as a surprise or a gift to her, which I don't know who else in her life would really have the money to be handing out a Toyota truck, or the love for her to be handing out a Toyota truck other than Big Ed. That just seems like a total Big Ed thing to do. Like, hey, come back to me. I know I was literally exposed for berating you on the phone drunkenly, and I'm sure that wasn't the only time I did that, but please come back to me and marry me. We can be more famous again, and I'll buy you a Toyota truck. And sadly, all that BS worked. It's like he just has magical powers over Liz and just turns her brain off every time he wants her back, and she just comes back to him with open arms. Yo, real quick, I know this is juicy information, but I just want to pause the video and say, if you have not subscribed already, but you're enjoying this video, make sure you join the Grim Squad, hit that subscription button below and the bell, and leave a like and a comment if you really want to support me. It helps me out with the algorithm quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Anyways, back into the rest of the video. And now, this is a lot of speculation, obviously. There has been radio silence between the both of them this entire time, not really announcing it, but that also could be for the reason that I stated earlier. They might be filming another season of this show and under an NDA, which if they talk about any of this stuff, that's kind of ruining the fun and the juicy bits of the upcoming season. But what I do want to point out as well, that someone posted this Reddit, are screenshots that I'll admit I have not gone through and tried to do the research on this because I don't really care to follow this guy and do the research, but apparently this user is Liz's husband, and due to the amount of likes and the fact that this is pinned shows that this is probably true. You know, the 90-Day Fiance stands out there can correct me, but I'm sure a lot of them have done the research and seen that this is actually Liz's ex-husband. But he commented under a post of this that says, "What makes this particular situation even funnier is she was staying in my house for the length of their breakup. She would beg me to buy her a ring. She wanted a carrot ring. It took them less than a week of talking to each other for them to be engaged. It's all for the fame, and they're both equally as desperate," which is quite a telling message if that is true. Again, again, I have no way, or actually I do have a way of proving this, but I just don't want to go through the effort, to be completely honest, because this is just a one-off Ed video I'm making to show the craziness that's going down. But this person also comments, I was married to Elizabeth. She came back to me after they broke up. She lived with me for 6 months, wanted me to marry her again and propose to her. We got into a fight on Friday night, and the next Friday she was engaged to Ed, which, if that is true, that is truly disgusting. And I think this is the ex that Liz talks about that was never shown on the show, but you know, of course that was a part of Liz's story, so she talked about him quite a bit. And again, this is just one person's side of the story. We can't just go off of this, but that does kind of seem like a slimy thing that Liz would do, especially because her and Ed seem to be absolute clout monsters, just going for clout the entire time. Like, that's the only thing they're dedicated to. Now, there was also another bombshell that dropped amidst this entire thing that a lot of people were talking about and speculating on, and that is this post to Liz's story on Instagram, where she has a photo of her daughter cutting up a blanket, and it says, "Blanket for baby brother, our family is growing," which absolutely sent the fandom into a craze as they thought, oh my god, they're getting engaged and she's expecting a baby. But no, it's not as exciting as you think. Although that would actually be hilarious, it would be quite sad, and I'm glad that a baby is not being brought into this world that is a product of Ed once again. I think one was enough for him, especially while he's still a child at heart himself. He really should not be parenting anymore. But Liz has come out with a statement saying that they are expecting 4 paws, meaning a new dog, which is kind of evident if you look at this emoji here. I honestly thought she was using that as trying to show off the like baby feet stamp thing. I don't know if everyone's moms did that, but I swear my mom has like my feet stamped in ink from when I was a newborn baby. So I thought maybe that was it, but obviously those are dog paws. They're just expecting a new baby dog. I don't really know why everyone just jumped at this, but you know, we're just so starved for information at this point, and this whole engagement thing kind of re-sparked everyone's interest in this couple, so it makes sense why everyone was going crazy. Now, this is not at all connected to the story, but as you saw in that picture, Ed is looking a little bit different. He's kind of starting to sport this, what they call a silver fox look, aka he's not box dyeing his hair anymore, and I honestly think it doesn't look that bad. But I do need to show this hilarious post that I saw doing my research, where he shows off for an ad for this company called Boombod, and he shows off a before and after picture, and rightfully so. I think everybody under the picture was pretty confused at what this is a before and after of. One person commented, hey, this is a before and after of taking off my shirt, and I think that's the only thing he's showing off here, because that looks about like the big Ed I was expecting, or that I knew. I guess his neck is thinned up a little bit, and I shouldn't knock him if he's, you know, trying to get his physical goals in check and get healthier. I would never really make fun of someone for that, but a lot of people were confused at this before and after picture. At least take it in the same place, or both with your shirt off or on. There's got to be some consistency here. Also, I don't know why, but he looks a little bit more snatched in the left picture, so maybe he made the cardinal mistake of a before and after of having the after be on the left side, because I don't know about you guys, but naturally it needs to be on the right side. But this ad was just hilarious. He says, first round of Boombod done and goals are crushed. These shots help me with cravings, are easy to add in my routine, and contain vitamin D3 for natural muscle function. This stuff was definitely the boost my routine was needing. They have a huge Labor Day flash sale going on right now. Like, this dude is just turning into Joe Rogan every day as we speak. Once again, I do have to reiterate, I am not a fan of Big Ed, especially after all this stuff came out. I think it's ridiculous that he has gotten away with some of the stuff that he's said, and just being overall creepy with the whole like Asian women thing. And it even continues. Look, I'm not gonna try and claim what race Liz is, but I don't personally see a lot of Asian features, if that makes sense. And he was actually in a video with Pauly Shore that I saw earlier this week, where they're walking around in a store for some reason, but he says, he starts talking about his girlfriend in it and says that his girlfriend is Asian. And I'm pretty sure this was filmed at the same time, obviously, that they've been engaged. So I guess all of a sudden Liz is Asian, and it's fulfilling his fantasies of dating Asian women still. So it's still a win for Ed's book. He keeps on winning, even though he deserves to lose here every once in a while. And I'm sure they are actually filming another episode, or season I should say, of this show, because with all this stuff happening, that just has fake TV relationship written all over it. I'm honestly still very thankful that they are not having a child and just introducing a new dog. I do think also, sadly, Teddy passed away, Ed's dog, so it's easily just, you know, another replacement replacement for that family. I almost threw up saying family there, thinking of the fact that Ed is probably living with Liz again, and they're just all continuing this trend of this terrible relationship that shouldn't have happened in the beginning. Now, I will leave us off with this hilarious meme that I saw from, I believe this is a 90-day fan page called Ghost of Lisa's Baby Toe, and this meme just perfectly encapsulates Liz's plan overall. I'll just date this little troll to get on TV, and then I kind of like him. I think I'll date him for real now. And then the third stage, which is the one we left off at, which is he's a jerk, I hate him, I'm gonna leak tapes of him being to me. And then the fourth stage, which is where we're arriving at now, the full clown makeup is on. She's just gonna marry this freaking bozo. And we're gonna continue with our disgust of both of them as the years continue on, and I'm sure we hear much more from them. So let me know what you thought of this whole situation down in the comments. If you believe that this is real, I think they're definitely engaged. I still think it's a total sham for television, and there's a very large chance that they're filming, you know, the 90-day, whatever his season was called. It's hard to keep track, you know, part 2, where it's showing them actually being engaged and trying to take this relationship seriously, unlike what they were able to do in the first season. So that about does it for my Big Ed coverage of this quarter of the year. I might just do, you know, a video on him every few months if we continue to have these little tidbits of ridiculous information. But overall, I did want to just continue the message of Big Ed is a monster. He's a loser, and he probably should not have a platform. But yeah, thanks for watching to the very end. If you made it to the very end, make sure you comment Grim Squad for life as always, and I'll give you a heart and a reply. And until next time, peace out.